I applaud the Tarkwa elders, chiefs and the king for what they've done, for throwing their support and solidarity behind and for the nationalization of the Tarkwa mine. This is how we want it in the town. This is something we love to see more often from our traditional leaders and chiefs and kings, because I believe they have a major role to play when it comes to nation development and building. They are the primary custodians of our land, culture and heritage, and the continuity of our communities also lies on their shoulders. So any agenda, anything that comes to destroy our environment, our lands, our culture, our heritage, the progress of the continuity of our communities, I think our kings and chiefs and traditional leaders should be part of the frontliners, fighters or warriors fighting against that particular thing. Me personally, I don't know the role that regional ministers play. I think we are wasting taxpayers' money on them. I think they are occasional or celebratory figures. I don't know the role that they play for our community, for our regions, for the country as a whole. I think our kings and our chiefs, our traditional people, can do a better job than them without even getting paid. Honestly speaking, they are already serving the people. So if we give them that much power or that more power to do more, I think they will do more, because they would also want to see their people progress, develop, their communities to grow. See what is happening in Sunyani. There's a particular town or village in Sunyani where is it the Nkoswa Hene? I don't even think is the main chief. I think it's the Nkoswa Hene or something like that, or the youth Hene, youth Krasing, right? I've forgotten the man's name. He's a chief like the Nkoswa Hene or something like that, and he has developed the village or the town. Like, he has brought Wi-Fi to the whole village. He has made sure that he has paved the whole town or village. He has made sure that the roads are also good. Cleanliness in that village too is also on the rise. It's you can compare the cleanliness of that village or town to the US or the most cleanest cities in or around the world. And this is done by a chief who has no political power. Right? I'm not saying we should give them political power, but I think we should give them the room, the space for them to broaden their leadership, right? Or power in developing and progressing their individual communities. And such a thing is what the Tarkwa chiefs and elders and king have done, showing their support for the fight for the nationalization of the Tarkwa mine. And also, anything that happens in our communities, in our villages, in our towns, I believe the chiefs and the kings are with the people in our villages and all that, and they are one of the first leaders that would know, right, of what's happening in our lands. So our chiefs and kings who are giving out lands for Galamsey and all that, you guys should do a better job. You'll be given the power by your people, right? By your people to make sure the development of your people is is cool, it's okay. So you guys should do a better job. Please and please and please, for those who are not doing that. I go by the name Nyama, and this is Ghana First. And on today's episode, we are going to react to a video by 22 Network where he's talking about what the Tarkwa chiefs are doing in support of the fight for the nationalization of the Tarkwa mine, and sacking away or not renewing the Goldfields lease for them. Honestly speaking, I don't know why we are still on this topic. I don't know what Goldfields company has on the country Ghana or on our leaders that they still have this entitlement to that site or that mining land or site. I don't know where they are getting this power, this vigor, this vim to be able to continue with this fight for the Tarkwa mining site. I don't know who is convincing them, who is telling them that they should continue to fight. Because honestly speaking, assassin idea, gold nation assassination, and you gonna afford there. You the lease, you the rent, say then to move gold. Now the number kakra. This year baby you do you so okay. In persona wunye few sa gold, you know na che. Sisi an yan kwala no musoma kosua ade, imako engineering school, imako mining school ni nkika ho. And you so okay. Yeah, I bet me to yan kasi gold. sene ya infaso ne benya ni nia beden e ba enchen etinu ehun yin ase no be che infaso mu bi already near the assassinal rent for more than 30 years for 1 and 3 decades etinu ye shows when ya infaso be bre if that mining site enti den biem den kwana den aden sisi ano ye the assassinal rent no kire was assassin ye the rent for 30 years after the 30 years assassin be we dia complete and totally and is that the conversation that our forefathers who gave out that land to Goldfields, is that the conversation that they had with them? Because I don't understand why we are still on this topic, honestly speaking. Without wasting much time, let's get right into today's business. If today is your first time coming across this content and you find value in it, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like and share the video. Come to the comment section also and come share your opinion and suggestion. Let's vibe in the comment section.
Guess what the leadership of Apinto just did, ladies and gentlemen? This is not coming from me. No, this is from the leadership, the chiefs, and the people of Apinto community. This is what they did. The community heads organized a conference, which was led by the Jasehine of the Apinto Divisional Council, Nana Dr. Tarkwa Mine II. And here's what he said, and I paraphrase him. This is a historic opportunity for Ghana to derive maximum benefit from its natural resources while correcting the long-standing imbalance between mineral extraction and the development of host communities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from Nana, from them, not me. In addition, this Jasehine went ahead and urged the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. He urged the Parliament of Ghana, the Minerals Commission, civil society organizations, and all well-meaning Ghanaians, both home and abroad, to understand that the time has come for Ghanaians to own their mines. This is coming from them, ladies and gentlemen, and that is what makes it special. There is absolutely no reason for Ghana to extend the leasehold for Goldfields Ghana. There is none. Have you been to Tarkwa yourself, ladies and gentlemen? And did you find any meaningful development in the area? Don't take my words for it or anyone's words for it. Go to Tarkwa yourself and see whether any of what Goldfields is talking about is actually the case. Good news, Ghana. Good news. There is hope for this country when you see our traditional leaders come together and come out boldly to defend what is in the interest of our dear country.
Right.
This is commendable. And they looked great in their funeral apparels. Their funeral apparels, when they came out, ladies and gentlemen, they wore that apparel to close the coffin on Goldfields in Ghana. Yeah.
Right.
For we live in a world, in a day and age, ladies and gentlemen, where people are willing to sell their consciences for money. As little as a mobile phone could make people sell out their destiny. And a time like this, ladies and gentlemen, will have been a perfect opportunity for such a thing to happen in Tarkwa. But the chiefs and the people of Apinto Divisional Council in the Tarkwa area decided to do the opposite. I applaud you so much for what you have done to protect what is for Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cyrus, and you're welcome to Tumtum Network in Accra, Ghana. Don't forget to subscribe for more of such content. Listen, I am going to champion this cause. This cause, I'm going to push it forward until Ghana finally takes back Goldfields mines in Tarkwa. So stay with me throughout it all.
Mr. Saros, we are supporting this cause, we are championing this cause, we are fighting for what is ours rightfully. And fortunately for us, we now have our leaders, our traditional leaders from the Tarkwa, right, from the Tarkwa region, what also with us, standing with us, fighting for this cause. So I believe at the end of the day, we are going to come out victorious. Yeah, you see, I'm not kind of windy. Me, Jidipan say, at the end of the day, no, we'll come out victorious, and at the end of the day, we are going to kick out Goldfields out of our country and take back our mines and mines by ourselves and make all the maximum or maximize all the profits that we need to make from the site and use that profits to develop our society, our communities, develop this country.
Ladies and gentlemen, now, do not be deceived. Goldfields Ghana Limited isn't giving up on Tarkwa Mine. That is the first thing we have to get clear in our minds. They are working behind the scenes non-stop. And so we on this side will also not relent on our push to take it back.
And this is why I don't understand about Goldfields. After 30 years, after making all this money, what again? What? I can't fathom why they think we need to extend their lease for them. It seems like it come across like entitlement, like they are entitled to the Tarkwa site right now. Like it's their right, they deserve, they are justified for asking for an extension of the lease, and me saying that we won't extend it, and they are like, yo, why won't you guys extend it? After being here for 30 years, why won't you guys extend our lease for us? I don't know why they believe they are justified for believing whatever they are doing right now. I don't know why.
Goldfields Tarkwa is saying that in the 3-decade partnership with Ghana they've had and the host communities they've worked with in the Western region where they mined, they are saying they have made significant economic contributions to Ghana and to those communities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how their defense strategy is now being handled. They want to talk about the achievements in the last 33 years to support their cause for why the people of Tarkwa should support them for a renewal. But guess what the leadership of Apinto just did, ladies and gentlemen? This is not coming from me. No, this is from the leadership, the chiefs, and the people of Apinto community. This is what they did. The community heads organized a conference, which was led by the Jase Hine of the Apinto Divisional Council, Nana Dr. Adakwa Bediakun II. And here's what he said, and I paraphrase him. This is a historic opportunity for Ghana to derive maximum benefit from its natural resources while correcting the long-standing imbalance between mineral extraction and the development of host communities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from Nana.
So before we even continue, I think I'll need to break this down for the layman, right? For those who don't understand what is happening, for me asking for the nationalization of the Tarkwa Mine, or at least if not even nationalize it to Krapona, pame abrofon and a good fields for never mine the Emma a Ghanaian private company, if not the government running that mine, you should at least give it to a Ghanaian person. Yemfa say o papa e wager property e bia cocoa farm ayeden ama enu nuano what you say ena wo de cocoa farm I mean you the siblings no mo de cocoa farm na akoyeden akoma obi fufuro so onye den mo de rent wo fufuro so ye meye like mo de rent no mo de cocoa farm na ayeden a rent no etinu agreement na mo de no coin na say after harvesting the cocoa no ono mo bebe den check profit, but yen ni anyum say business nso de as ye be check profit na say ye cost price ayeden efru oh ye kana ya body a share ye dey invest business ye eno ayeden efru oh it ye no from as ayeden aka profit oh it the car profit mo dem we check profit no in Ghana's case no profit nka if it will make sense again say mo timi check 50-50 obi be sisi ne nyonko akoso e bia 60-40 and akoso kra na 70-40. I mean maybe against more the siblings no and against the person na mo dey united aren't no. But in Ghana's case no profit no money here channel money here channel be 90-10 e bo akra 95 then 5 e be 80-20, which is wrong. It's not done anywhere. It doesn't make sense in any business then because all in what will then go cost price na then every cost price na crap no more then almost like almost then exaggerate cost price me can be a cost price near be 10 cedis it's a T cost price ni free mono if free selling price no if I saw a kind be 20 cedis any part of catch mu enwanu say cost price near 15 cedis it's no more check profit which is 15 cedis na kan so no more check and 15 cedis na kan so on more channel 80-20 na so 20% of the 15 cedis me wa na gese mutimi channel e bia ese mutimi check scan na gese mutimi channel gese 20 cedis so but because why exaggerate you know, cost price in it. Some will change 15%, and now also or says it's similar because or mama move 20%, no more after 80%. It doesn't make sense. And she said, Mama, now say arguing with okay, sa business tree and our argument, and it's as we see acquire. And why it's the very say, yet the nominating in the dinner, you discuss the Yisika. It's no can even a day assassin man so the man rent so on yes with mana in fashion bonnie and channel. Sa can near Niska better, the best share. A cocoa farm. See, I mean, yes, I say, yes, you young him dear how to operate the farm. It's no, as we see, I go to no coin, a bit and be next year, or next year, no swap. Yeah, farm near the area to be. Yeah, I better keep over there. Yeah, you pretty young, say a farm. Send a year. Every year and every time, be young for 20 cities, not 20 cities, 100% of that 20 cities in the bed. Everybody in your own chain. Young said, that this is what we are talking about, nationalization or what, if not even nationalization, at least kicking out the foreign people. And I independently assassinating everything. Yen pam near find the farmer. Now in Ghana for the yen 100 business. Now yeah, 20% or 20 cities or 100% profit of the 20 cities. Ninya bed. Everybody in Ghana for him. Yet me be I develop it. Yeah, man.
From them, not me. In addition, this Jasahine went ahead and urged the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. He urged the Parliament of Ghana, the Minerals Commission, civil society organizations, and all well-meaning Ghanaians, both home and abroad, to understand that the time has come for Ghanaians to own their mines. This is coming from them, ladies and gentlemen, and that is what makes it special. Now, this is what Nana is quoted to have said. We believe this initiative, that is, the taking back of the mine initiative, will usher in a new era of inclusive, responsible, and sustainable mining that benefits both the nation and its host communities. End of quote. Nana Jasahine, you will live for a very, very long time. You and your elders will live very long and prosper because of your love for the betterment of your people and ultimately for this country. Nana Jasahine, you have done it all. And it didn't end there for Nana Jasahine. He also said, despite Goldfields' long presence in their area, talking about the Apinto area, the operations have not contributed significantly to the overall development of their communities. Really? What he said is actually in direct contradiction to the argument Goldfields is making in their defense. Ladies and gentlemen, without mincing words, I'll say this to you. There is absolutely no reason for Ghana to extend the leasehold for Goldfields Ghana. There is none.
Facts.
Have you been to Tarkwa yourself, ladies and gentlemen? And did you find any meaningful development in the area? Don't take my words for it or anyone's words for it. Go to Tarkwa yourself and see whether any of what Goldfields is talking about is actually the case. When you just...
Mr. Saros, I don't need to even go to Tarkwa to go see it for myself. I think I can conclude with my experience in Obuasi. See, I'm a Gan. I'm from the Gan tribe, and I've lived almost all my whole life in Accra, the greater Accra region, right? And there's this stereotype about we the Gans that you into Kwine and you pack into. And I don't know, it may be true because honestly speaking, me should come be I fit me collaborate. Me should to Kwine and come be I. Me nyinga crane a master say mako central region a pam and na say so my sister. My younger sister, right? She was admitted in a school in Ashanti region, right? And I used that opportunity to go as going to escort her to the school. I used that opportunity to travel out of Accra and go to the Ashanti region. What I know about Ghana, our cities, is that we have two main cities or two big cities in Ghana, which is Accra and and Kumasi. And from what I've gathered about Kumasi is it's more or like Accra in terms of what development, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of what how a city needs to be. So me going or escorting my sister to Kumasi, I was expecting it wasn't like I was expecting much or more. But some kind of gathered that it's almost like Accra. So I thought, so, okay, I'm going to experience a different place which also feels like Accra, but much cleaner and much what silent, because Accra they did it too much and Accra, so maybe honestly speaking, Accra everywhere is more in Accra here. Oh, but me say Kumasi what there, where calm, where dean, once you neat come up. Oh, it was I don't know the way to put there, bro. I was looking on my Google map, on my maps on my phone, right? And when we enter Ashanti region, bro, in round Kwafiti, you pay for Accra, area Eastern region, and to area Ashanti region, boom, yeah, just forest, like a quite dark forest. And I'm like, hey, so is it how the rest of Ghana is like? Yo, it seems Ghana is not developed. Like, yeah, it means like Ghana ain't developing way, like, because it's just a road inside the forest. I'm like, yo, and so yeah, now Eastern region in here, and I was thinking, so, okay, maybe you do Kumasi and maybe you do Ashanti region, yeah, it will be different, right? A very different Kakra. Bro, yeah, me share maps here, Ashanti region, it's the same thing. San, you go pay Kumasi, and you say, me be rock Kumasi, and you say, okay, Kumasi would be different. Bro, yeah, rock Kumasi, so the same thing. The no difference in round, quite chase, quite that in running. Bro, I'm like, hey. So Kumasi Maka say it's like Accra, it's like it's the second biggest city in Accra, is developed and all that. And when you in Rabi more friend development, and in Rabi without no proper infrastructure and more friend development, bro, the champion Sumu can say you could do Obuasi. I've also got to say Obuasi has one of the biggest mining sites in Ghana, right? Obuasi, even the name suggests like it's and the mining site in Obuasi, no, they said the gold is in what, in the mountains or in the Rocky Mountains and all that. Bro, me see you do Obuasi one. We have man road trapuye, we have man road. So more money we have man. We have man road puye, we have man road portos to cry. Here Obuasi is very dusty, like, and I'm like, yo, isn't this place a mining city? Isn't this community or city or village, or I don't know how to even refer it as, like, I don't know how to even refer it to. Isn't this place a mining what environment? Why is this place so dusty like this? Road name, yeah, like saying, like there's nothing significant, like there's no infrastructure. So okay, this community and this city, you know, grow. There's nothing of that sort. So I was very, very disappointed. My trip to Kumasi, I was very, very, very disappointed. I'm like, yo, if this is what we are calling the city, then bro, Ghana be lacking, like Ghana be catchy, honestly speaking, because from what we are even seeing from other national African countries, bro, Ghana catchy. Meet me for Ghana and compare any other country apart from countries in Africa, because Accra things. I'm a Ghana. That's my land. Accra things. Accra is dirty. Accra is not even developed in terms of infrastructure and all that. So now I now even understand why most people are running from their regions, from their villages outside Accra and coming into Accra to come work, to come search for greener pastures here. I now even understand why they do that, because first when I was in school I was taught you shouldn't run, you can build something in your own community, or you can do something in your own village. Or bro, this village in Run, how is it going to inspire you to even do something? The environment you find yourself in, how is that going to inspire you to even do something, bro? What job opportunities, what opportunities are there to even help you start something? Ghana, we need to sit up. Ghana, we really, really, really need to sit up.
Between the
it is not American. Mr. Saros, I don't even need to go to Tarkwa to go and see some pass a gold face from my BD and it's Tarkwa community or the city or region, a developed place or a developed environment. I don't need to go there, because their counterpart or my sibling or my cousin Obuasi, and Obuasi is nowhere close to a town pool. Like, bro, it's disappointing. It's disheartening, honestly speaking. Because I roamed through the Obuasi region, Kakra. Me roam through that place, Kakra. Because me dropping me on here, roam Kakra. Yeah, dropping me on of course we said then of once of being senior high. It's here man ye romi kakra me name mam ye romi or boaso area o kakra. And it's very very disheartening.
$800 million to $1.2 billion in profits they have been making every year for nearly 33 years. When you just oppose that to the claim that they have done whatever to support the local communities, you come to realize it's only a drop in the ocean. You know these guys there are like our politicians. They have become politicians. They've learned from our politicians. They are making stuff up that doesn't actually exist, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there is another group of people calling themselves a Pinto youth, agitating that the lease should be renewed. And one of them actually said, Goldfields Ghana isn't the government, and so it's not their responsibility to build roads.
Whoa.
Those words.
Wow. I'm not surprised. Some Ghanaians are ignorant, some Ghanaians are illiterate, some Ghanaians are stupid, are just dumb. And this is even the main reason why we need to even nationalize this mining site, because if you do so, then we the people, we have all the power or that capacity to call on our government when the host region or community is not being developed. Don't come no say but it's true, and this should even motivate us to even what sack Goldfields, because agreement on money and penny for bedding have it, right? And according to the agreement, if either said yeah, following it religiously, and they are doing whatever is needed of them to do in the agreement, some more year crapuna, some more no more year crapuna. You can't actually like hold them accountable that much, because first and foremost they are a foreigner, right? And secondly, so no, the only thing you can do is just cancel the agreement, right? That's the only thing you can do. What mean who say what no waste of time and waste of money. What must say? This even the main reason or the main thing cropping up is to motivate us, or should even tell us okay, in Ghanaian we can't actually do them anything. So we should nationalize the mine, we should give the mining site to the state, to the government to operate it. And say Ghana government and the government is not doing what's needed of him in terms of developing the host region or using the benefits and the profits from the site to develop the country Ghana, then our young people, we can hold our leaders or the government accountable, we can call them out and go like, yo, you are making this so and so money from this mining site. Why is Ghana still the way it is? Why is Tarkwa still the way it is? Why isn't Tarkwa developing? This is the main reason why we should even nationalize the mine. Ghana for more and do Ghana for more we should stop being ignorant, we should stop being dumb, we should stop going with our stomach direction. You see, just and pass me. I can't about any back being a dintino. Don't hear the yam champagne for the few, undrinkable water for the masses. Ghana for such subani and jai. The Semunkumian, the Mimania dintino, Semiminia dinamia and Yabi and Dia, and family. Yenjai says Suban.
Came out of a Ghanaian's mouth, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, what he didn't know was that corporate social responsibilities are an essential part of any mining company's contract with any community. Any community. In fact, it is inside the documents that is given when the leasehold is being granted to a mining company. It is mandatory. It is not something you beg for. If this is true, ladies and gentlemen, then the question is, what should they be doing if not for the things that are relevant to the people? Because this guy's argument, then Goldfields might as well not do any corporate social responsibility, because I can also argue that doing boreholes and electrifications and water systems and healthcare support should be the responsibility of the government and not the mining company. So in that case, they shouldn't do anything at all. People are so intoxicated with their selfish interests. They cannot see beyond their noses, ladies and gentlemen. Once they can benefit from something individually, that's all that matters to them. They don't care what happens afterwards or to anyone. All they care about is themselves. And many of such people are amongst us on different levels. They are in government, in our schools, in churches, in the mosque, in our communities, in every organization around us, ladies and gentlemen, they will rather negotiate for something exclusive for themselves than to seek the interests of all. And people like this are a typical example of that, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy. Ghana has such a great opportunity to correct a lot of its wrong. And instead of pushing for that to happen, you want to maintain the status quo. Listen, it won't work. And I'm particularly happy this is happening under the reign of President John Dramani Mahama. And here is why. Because I know in my heart of hearts that the former president would have already renewed their permits. If the former president can defend a man who is tearing apart a forest reserve on national TV, if he could go as far as vouching for a man who had no permit to mine but was mining in the forest reserve, there is nothing he wouldn't do for Goldfields Ghana. I'm so happy it's not happening under him. This is such a perfect time, and I can only
Mamunim, what's happening with Chemawuntumi and the government is that he is going to court. Right, he has been accused, or allegedly he was practicing galamsey. But during Nanado's governance or period of government, Nanado went to Ashanti region or so and went to stay. I went to say that Chemawuntumi wasn't involving in what any galamsey or illegal activities. Right, he vouched for Chemawuntumi, but Ghana for any be near him say. Need one out Chemawuntumi here. Negalam say one no allegedly. Negalam say one no ye. Right? It's no Mama government by 90s government in the buy. Investigation we BBA no conclude say yo. Negalam say no ye. It's one no ye. No ye. To what in the court. It's a season account. It's a season if the bank account in the BBA seek and the property season in ya. Until say you ever find not guilty. So in the meantime, and I think he has been jailed for 20 years. Yeah, I think they've concluded he has been found guilty and jailed for 20 years. But I think he's appealing, right? He's appealing to the court, right? And he's still going back and forth in the court and all that. And 20 years, I think, is swap. Because a would dear Chemawuntumi D on my way. True saying 20 years swap. Now, so we got Obukokum squirrels a day or forest. More jelly in 15 years. Mujeli send it 15 good years for just killing one squirrel with just a squirrel. National galamsey juma won't me. Wow, imagine the number, the capacity of wild animals and our wildlife are them, what destroy. Trees are them, what destroy. Assassin, what destroy. So are them, what destroy. Not to talk of even the livelihoods are them, all destroying. So the lives are what he has killed. The lives he has taken from people. 20 years is swap. Any life imprisonment, Ghana government here should be so life imprisonment straight off. No season in the jeopardy, no more physical account, no more Tony, no more nyade, but or the tin, Miss all describe, son of can. I've forgotten the word. No more tone, chip, no more item, Mude Chaka, Mude share Ghana state funds and resources in him. 20 years, then 20 years, very good to me. Obakwabas, I bet what I'm saying.
Urge the president of Ghana to overlook all the noisemakers and those that have been contracted to sort him out, as they say, and do what's right by Ghana. Mr. President, I know you know what I'm about to say already, but I'll still have to say it. There are people in your government and in your cabinet who have given their word to the leadership of the Tarkwa Mines that they know you, Mr. President. They know you so well and they know how to go about the renewal, and so they are going to get the job done by all means necessary. They have given their word to the mining company, and in return, they have also been promised rewards for when they are successful. This is already known to you, Mr. President, and you know better. You may not be willing to start a state mining company, but you know it cannot continue to be in the hands of foreign ownership. Wow. This is wrong, Mr. President. So I want to use this opportunity to encourage you to not renew it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, do not renew it. Let us rather.
Mr. President, who should not renew this lease? Elmer Goldfields, and we'll just impeach you. Honestly speaking, I'll be in the front lines to impeach you, to do a demonstration, to protest and fight against, and even call for your impeachment. and it is in my right to do that, to push such an agenda. It is in my right. If you should extend this leasehold for Goldfields, bro, I've said in subsequent videos, say I'm more of like an NDC member person, right? But now I'm gearing towards the new force, because I think new force has their policies more. It makes sense more than both NDC and NPP. But again, new force in New Anka, I'll be with the NDC people. And you, Mr. Excellency, I like you too. I like your personality. You are cool. You are calm. You are collected and all that, right? But if you should do something like this, if you should extend the leasehold of Goldfields, honestly speaking, you will see my face at Flagstaff House calling for your impeachment.
Set up a public investment company that will raise local funds from Ghanaians to run the mine. Make it a public company where only Ghanaians can own shares in that business.
Right.
We don't want any foreign companies hiding behind proxies to buy shares into it. We don't want that. This has to be purely Ghanaian-owned mine that will be managed by the same management team that is currently manning the operations. The same team. We're not changing anything. This will be a perfect fit. This will be your legacy. Goldfields Ghana has served its purpose, Mr. President. They have had a long enough time to do whatever they want. It's time for our country to also have an equal share of our own resources. I hope this message finds you well, Mr. President. I will leave it at that. And thank you to the Apinto chiefs and elders and all those in support of this cause. We shall prevail. We shall indeed prevail at the end of it all. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. My name is Cyrus. Subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. It is bye-bye for now.
I say to the elders, to the chiefs, and to the rulers of the Tarkwa region or the Opinto region, I produce to them again. We clap for them. We say you don't do upon the piano. Ye piano, ye support them, ye tamuchi, and it my palm the mob. So this is the end of today's episode, and I go by the name Niama. This is Ghana First. And do well to hit the subscribe button, like and share the video. Come into the comment section. Come share your ideas and your opinion. Let's vibe in the comment section. Hope to catch you in the next episode. I'm out.